How long will this take?
As long as it fucking want. Let's go.
Seriously, man, I'm dead tired.
Oh, shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
What is wrong with you?
Well, fuck you.
All right. Hey, welcome, folks. We are here with a good friend of ours, Albert, that we have just met officially. Known him for a few years now. Go way back.
This is the worst. This is the worst introduction.
Yes.
Why don't you be respectful for the guy? You know, he's from Spain. Is that right? That's right.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello. Yeah. I'm respectful. Okay. All right.
You're
I'm
an
just
idiot.
talking about how we grew up together.
You didn't grow up with the guy. You don't even know.
You
the guy.
don't know that.
I
You don't know
him.
that.
Well, we hung out last week. We're cool, right there.
See, there you go. That's the response I expected.
You know
All
what?
right.
He's just quiet. He's better than you. He's way better than you all the
You're
time.
just a creep. You're a creepy person. I don't want to be next to you. All right. So
Do the interview.
moving
Do the
on. You know what? Maybe if you'd let me. So we just had some, a couple of questions because you guys have had some pretty crazy success in game design, and it looks like you kind of started at the same time as us, but you have done so much better than us. So congrats on that, by the way. It's super cool.
Yeah, you're lucky you don't have to work with Blue, is all I'm going to say, because that's
Uh-oh.
what's been holding us back the whole time. I'm just saying it.
Right. Well, love you too. Okay. So I guess what was some of the inspiration that went into the art of your game of Netherworld specifically?
Well, it was primarily the inspiration, the first inspiration for the game itself as a whole. It was Undertale. We wanted to make the more creepy and realistic and the ugliest version of Undertale in terms of drugs and sex and shitty stuff we could, and alcohol obviously. But the principal source, it was Undertale, because it was very important to the programmer, that it was the one who had the idea. And from there we had some kind of inspiration from To the Moon, but I think it's not inspiration for the art.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I noticed you guys, you kind of have a really, it obviously it's a Metroidvania, or no, I could be completely wrong. It's just a side scroller, but with I haven't played.
No, it's not a Metroidvania. Well, the first reason is because you cannot jump. So Medu is a weird jellyfish who can't jump. So is that useless also for jumping? But we wanted to make I don't know. You know when you are creating something that you cannot put into one genre, and you say yes, it's a narrative experience. Oh wow, it's so cool, the name, but we can't figure out exactly what we are creating.
Yeah.
That's Netherworld. It's we wanted to combine a deep story, more like a point and click adventure, but without the point and click, more talk, and also combining it with mini games and fights. But it was not in Undertale you are fighting every 5 minutes or so, and we wanted to make more importance to the fights, no, only bosses, because we want to make the player suffer the most we can. So it was no, only final bosses, and the rest of the game is you walking and talking to people and getting tons of objects to equip yourself, like hats and masks and lots of mini games, and that's it. The mini games is basically an excuse to make you having sex, drinking a lot in the bars, making drinking tournaments, and also it was we wanted to add some roguelike stuff, so we make you can control a tick and have its own mini game, and during all these scenarios you can also control a tick. So yeah, that's the crap we're trying to do right now.
Yeah,
Cool.
the mini. No, shut up, Blue. The
Oh,
mini
okay.
games look really cool, and I just I want to be able to have sex in a video game, and that's important to me. I don't know if it's important to you, Blue, but you're kind of loose.
It's just important in general. I'm trying to get there and all that stuff. Anyways, no. Let's see. Yeah, no.
It's controversial too, because it was oh god, if we add sex I mean, how are we gonna represent that sex, or how is it going to? I mean, I have understood that in United States you have like very specific rules against some. No, I mean the age
Yeah.
restrictions or.
Yeah,
You can't put
absolutely.
shit in the game. Can't do nothing.
And yeah, and it was like, yeah, we had some doubts at first, but it was like, no, we wanted to create a game that we really wanted to. It was like we want to be dirty and satirical and explicit without taboos,
Sure.
and that maybe cost us some shit like less money in terms of, because we don't have like, it's not for everybody that game. But I mean it's our first game and we wanted to do what we wanted, and on the Kickstarter we were explicit about that. We wanted to be as honest as possible with that, and people seem to like it. So yeah, we're going all in.
That's good. I mean, I think it's definitely more true to yourself as a developer and as a person to really explore it that way. I for one am inspired to hear that you're so passionate about following your true design and sticking to it. I think that's important, and I think it's a more honest game too. And I personally love the art and everything that you guys have created behind it. But I think that's a hard thing for developers in general, is to maintain that course, keep on that, and not transition into something that is, perhaps more profitable or, less of their vision, to kind of adhere to a more broad, audience.
Yeah, I don't know you guys, but yeah, it's totally true. I mean, and this is like, the doubts are more the more time passes of in the development, right? It's like the first year you are a full rhythm of development, but then it was like, oh shit, it's not gonna be okay, it's gonna work, is somebody gonna buy this game? Maybe I should be less explicit about something, or maybe I should make classic Metroidvania and that's it, because people seems to like it. But it was, oh come on man, if we are gonna make something new and something really unique, let's do it. And of course we have to test a lot of stuff, and we want to make, obviously, that, I mean, the shit about sex or even alcohol is like that you have to make, I mean, inside the game it has to appear like that it has some sense, that it's not for free, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show a cock because hahaha, I'm so funny, because some parts is true because we do it for this, but also we want to make that people doesn't feel it like we added it for free because we want to I don't know, we want it to be whatever we want to be. So integrating this into the script, and also like making that the mini game has sense in the game, it was at least for me as a writer, it was quite of importance. It has importance because we wanted to make everything seem organic, because we are saying everywhere like, oh yeah, Netherworld is a narrative story. The story is a lot of is very deep and very complex, blah blah blah, and then it's like, yeah, but you can, I mean, I don't know, you can shit whatever you want, and well that would be a great idea, though. We haven't thought about it, shit. But
there you go.
No, but I don't know, what do you think, guys, with your game? Well, I think you are developing 4 games right now.
It feels like that. Yeah.
Kind of.
We're like, right now we're both doing like our own game, but then we switch off, and then Blue breaks everything in my game, and I just dump a bunch of shit
Pretty
in his
much.
game. So
Pretty much.
that's
what
we've been doing lately.
We were making an RTS style game, which is, it's going to be set in a similar universe as like Earth. There's 3 main factions so far, and this is all subject to change. But then there's going to be like some sort of earthworm god creature that like fertilizes the earth.
Ooh.
And
he's just ripping off Dune at this point.
No, I am not ripping off Dune. I haven't even
Where did you get the worm then? That's exactly where it's from. It's from Dune. I read the book. I know.
I was probably just drunk or freaking high one night, and just freaking it came to me. I don't know, something like that. Get out of here. It wasn't Dune, though. I can tell you that much.
You didn't.
We have worms too. maybe.
Oh, see,
You
it was
do,
from
yeah.
Netherworld. I stole it from
think
you
it-
guys.
There you go. You're just stealing everything. You don't have an original idea in your head.
Yeah? Well, you're a jerk. How about that? That's original.
I'm
All right.
making no, shut up. I'm making a Grand Theft Auto game, and it's amazing because it's so bad, but it's coming together. But it's
Yeah.
great. Ever since I got the game back from Blue, the game starts and the cars just fly straight up. They just go straight into the air. And they land like 100 yards away, and I can't even fucking steal them because they're across the map. So you know what? They're great.
Yeah.
Way to go, Blue.
So I guess that brings us to the other point. I think it's good that, this is probably just for indie developers in general. Honestly, anyone that's working towards some sort of craft. It's like a quantity over quality type thing. I think most devs sort of feel rushed to get something out there or to like learn as many different aspects of game design that they don't perhaps spend enough time detailing, one thing in particular, like, Netherworld. Like, you guys have been working on this since, and just from what I've observed on Twitter, 2017 is when you guys joined. I don't know if you worked on it prior to that even, but I mean, you've been working on it since. And in that time, we've released 4 games, and it's not even an argument. You can't even debate at this point that they were rushed. I mean, we know they were rushed.
Is that a shot at me? I feel like that's
It's a shot at both of us. At both
probably
of us.
that's
Yeah, but I mean,
fair.
it depends. It depends of their duration, right? I mean, if you say, yeah, okay, I'm gonna spend like 6 months to create a little game, so I mean that would be fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but I,
true.
yeah, but I mean, I understand you in this way, and also it's like at first, like you have tons of big ideas, like I'm gonna do this and this and this, and of course I'm gonna do it in less than a year because I'm like a Superman, and why sleep? What's that? And
Right.
then as long as the development goes forward, it's like, oh god, I have to cut this shit. This is not going well. Maybe is this important to the game, or it was like something like it was funny to add but difficult to implement, or shit like that. But yeah.
It's
so
definitely how
difficult.
like Volksting went. Like it would just add a ton of shit, and then like nothing was working. And I'd just be like, well, I'll just add more shit, and that's still not working. Well, whatever. I'll have Zach fix it.
Maybe
Zach,
if we
like,
add
I don't
more
know.
shit.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And then it's like most of the shit you add is all broken or just like
Yeah.
not good.
Completely broken. I just keep throwing it. It's like dumping more garbage on top of garbage. It's like,
Yeah.
And then you see
it'll work.
and then you see some games that go very well, and it was just one different mechanic, just one, but they make it like as perfect as they can, and then the game works because they just invested all of their time in only that mechanic to work well, and it was like shit. But then you say, but just one mechanic is like it's not interesting, or maybe my game needs more, and I don't know. It's like a cycle, like an infinite cycle. Like first adding a ton of shit, then cutting everything, and then adding more shit.
Yeah. No, it feels that way. Constantly just like, all right, so I think this works well enough now. Now let's add some layer on top of it to like, kind of add to it a little bit. I mean, let's see. So I guess what was like in your whole like portion of this thing? What's your favorite part of all of it?
My favorite part, writing the script, of course.
Yeah.
But it's kind of I don't know you guys, but sometimes where you are like focused on one thing, and then it absorbs you so much that then it's just so difficult to do it, or it's like, I don't know, like the burnout or mental breakdowns. Then it's like
Sure.
and for me personally, after 4 years in the game, sometimes it's kind of hard to keep with the script at the level that we want to deliver it in terms of if we want to add humor. I mean, humor is difficult, man. It's so difficult to something funny, and if you have lots of characters, so they have different voices, and we don't want to make only use like stereotypes. We wanted to make something special about it. But yeah, if you craft one character, it's fine. But when you have like tons of characters and you say, yeah, I want to make them all special, then to maintain that along all the game, it's tough.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult when you try to make humor without like audio or like, I mean, you do have
Yeah.
like the visual expressions through the characters, obviously, in the text, but with audio,
Yeah, but it's not the same.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely difficult.
Yeah.
It's nothing
Yeah,
worse than like.
and before sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but I mean that before we added the different faces for the same character, we had a camera. It was like the dialogue cage was a camera making zoom over the pixelated face of the characters. I mean, expression zero. It was like, okay, yeah, we have no expression with in the in-game resolution, so let's make a zoom so maybe we can see something. And yeah, we decided to change it because it was like there was no emotion and it was not working. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, my favorite part is writing, but also doing all the Twitter stuff and going to events, or at least preparing stuff for events. It's fun. It's fun too, and I really like being able to combine. I like having two roles because when I'm overwhelmed with one, I can switch to the other one. But at the same time, I'm overwhelmed with having both because there's a lot of work with both. So,
Right.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
I do like to switch it up between doing like the 3D stuff versus like blueprinting or doing 2D artwork. It is nice to like shift gears like that.
Yeah. I definitely like kind of getting into like the more core game mechanics, like the fundamental programming behind it.
Yeah.
I found myself actually enjoying doing some more of like the user interface kind of. Yeah, it's weird because it's like not.
Yeah, it's the most like. Or as far as I know, like most programmers or artists is like, oh gosh, I hate user interface.
Yeah, but it's such a crucial part because it's like, all right, well, you have the entire display and visual of the game, and then you have just like a very like something that takes up what, like in essence 10 to 15% of your screen, but it's this constant display that will always be there. And then like to really utilize and access all of your systems, you need to have this like functioning flawlessly. So I mean, it's difficult.
I thought it was pretty good in Grudge TV. I thought it came together. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but you know.
No, I did too.
You know.
I did too. Well, that was the benefit to probably having done, I guess, a few different games now, is whereas we didn't necessarily get the experience of really making, something like our baby and like really creating something we truly loved. We got a lot of broad experience and different perspectives on how to do certain ways or certain design processes for different types of, scenarios. So that was,
that's like
I'm glad
the best way you could put our 4 years of failure in one line of words,
Wasn't that bad?
Period, They're all miserable fit. We ran a Kickstarter too, but Blue fucking ruined the whole thing. So we didn't
decided to do our video when we're hammered in Tennessee.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah, that was a great idea. Yeah. Anyways,
what happened? What happened? So you did a Kickstarter?
We tried one. We tried to do it for our first project, Volkstein. But we just, with you guys, I mean, I'm like, how much planning went behind yours? Because we tried to plan for it. I personally didn't put as much effort into it as Snow.
2 months of work and you didn't even do shit. You just sat there and then record a video and you still failed. So
what? How much planning went behind your guys' Kickstarter? Like, how long did it really take for you guys to like get that fully published and sent out there?
The Kickstarter campaign, we started it. Dan, the programmer, had something in mind when I joined the team to coordinate and manage the Kickstarter campaign, and it was like on October, November 2017, and we planned the Kickstarter campaign to be out on February 2018. So we had like 4 months, 5 months maybe. But we already had some videos and footage of stuff. I mean, I only like managed it, all the texts were fine, managing the pledges and revising, and also it helped a lot. So the most useful stuff that we think that it helped us to gain to reach the goal. It was like the on their Twitter base. Without the visibility of Twitter, I think we couldn't make it. And we also sent a lot of I don't know I don't know how it is said in English. Let me check it out.
You guys send like
kit?
emails?
A release, press release. So I wrote tons of press releases to
I didn't
a
do
lot
that
of
at all.
database. Yeah, and every 2 weeks or so, depending on our results, we were sending like tons of press release to whatever media of video game media, and hopefully we were publishing some of them, and that helped us. And man, I mean, when we reach, so we have a minimum reach that it has 5,000 euros, but at 6,000 euros, it was like we're gonna publish Networld on Switch too. And when we reached the Switch goal, my God, this shit blew up, and there were like tons of Nintendo collectors, Nintendo Switch collectors, and like wanted like the game in physical edition, and it was like everybody wanted to make it. So yeah, I mean, it was like and I hope that the game is interesting for them. So if not, they didn't give up the money, right? But I mean, it was like, we had for a minimum base of followers on Twitter, and also like programming all the press releases, and managing in terms more of communications on media and mainstream, and also specialized and indie media. So yeah, it was this, I think, the most important stuff.
Nice.
This is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I mean, it's been really refreshing to talk to you about all this and just kind of, pick your brain at your experience basically with your game and all the trials that you've gone through, and then also just kind of like the maturing experience it sounds like you've had too, with like how to handle different adversity, to like, getting stressed about this, but then being able to focus on other things that you need to get done, and kind of just how you guys have maintained working on this beautiful game for how long you have. It's like you said, it's hard to nourish something like this for so long and keep it as true to the story that you want.
Because this is how you make a game, and you make
I
it good.
hope I was just recording. This is all recorded, is it not? Do I have to write this down? I mean,
you should write it down in your brain so you remember it.
If I was writing it down, I wouldn't be able
every time. Is all I'm saying, because I want you to remember that.
Yeah. Well, on that note, as Albert, I believe, I have greatly appreciated you coming and talk with us. I don't know about Snow. He's a bit of an asshole, but I'm sure
this has been fun. It's good sign to know that you have wasted my entire day doing this. I just want you to know that. To both of you, you guys just make me feel like shit. So I'm gonna leave.
You're welcome. Go. You should feel that way.
No, shut up.
Right.
Clean up the stack. Have him help you. Have him clean up with you. I'm leaving.
Okay. All right. Bye, Snow. You might help me clean this up, Albert.
No, thank you for. I'm so glad that you invited me to talk and to talk about the good and the shit stuff about game development.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I hope we get to talk to you at some point soon. This was fun.
Oh yeah.